Hey everyone, how's it going? This is another example of a really bad Pokemon, and I don't know if it's worse than Sunkern. I mean, statistically, it's 5 points higher in every base stat. Like Sunkern, everything is equal, including special attack, which is interesting. But unlike Sunkern, it really has nothing. I mean, in terms of its level up moves, it gets Tackle. That's it. There is no other level up moves. Zero. This is all it gets. In terms of moves it gets via TM, wow, looks great, right? Well, let's shrink that down to moves that actually deal damage. And yeah, not a lot of, literally not a lot of moves. Once again, like with Sunkern, I reset over and over for a good Tyrogue. And because of that, I'm guaranteed a strong hidden power, but I don't know what type it is, at least not now, and it's going to have to be probably a good move, but I genuinely don't think this run is going to finish. I'm happy to be wrong here, but I don't think I'm going to be honest with you. Still, like they say in Star Trek Voyager, it's all about the journey, and our journey is going to begin. But first, a big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Zen Market. Let's face it, from games to anime, etc., a lot of our favorite stuff comes from Japan. And as someone who doesn't live in Japan nor speaks Japanese, it can be difficult to find and purchase these items, at least if you're not using Zen Market. So right now I'm going to show you exactly how to use Zen Market. Today I'm going to be looking for Bandai Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the game that came out before the official Yu-Gi-Oh card game that we know and love. These cards were pretty much only released in Japan, difficult to find in North America, but I search it up on Zen Market. I have the option of Amazon, Rakuten, and see here on Rakuten there are a bunch of options. And then I went to Zen Plus and look at this. A giant collection of all sorts of Bandai Yu-Gi-Oh cards, perfect for a collector like me. All you gotta do is hit add to cart and you're ready to go. I can buy different items from different stores and Zen Market will store them for free for 60 days, consolidate all my items into one parcel, which saves me money on shipping fees. So if Zen Market sounds like something you'd be interested in, then use my code JROSE11 when you click the link in the description or pinned comment. If you do that, you will get 1,000 Zen points, which is equivalent to 1,000 yen off international shipping. By the way, you guys love cool stuff you may never have known. In Crystal version, do you know you can heal your Pokemon by using this healing thingy? I didn't know that till really recently, and it's super cool. Kinda useless, but super cool. What isn't cool is we don't get any other move but Tackle. But thankfully, our Tyrogue at level 12 is actually kind of bulkier than you would think, and thus it's having a lot easier time with Spearow than good old Sunkern did. I don't think I've actually equipped Berry here, and I probably need to level up a little bit more. And sure enough, at level 13, with a Berry equipped, still just with Tackle, we're able to knock out Spearow, albeit it was really close and that was probably a bit of a range, but we'll take it. Now we move on to Falkner, and there's really nothing I can do other than just going for Tackle. Pidgey doesn't do all that much, and it's a 3-shot, but Pidgeotto's Gust does, wow, that was a good crit, but yeah, well, that was a bad crit. I don't really have a strategy. Recall with Sunkern, the last video I made, you could use Growth, and that made Falkner a lot easier than otherwise it should have been. Here, we don't have that option, and in Generation 2, Tackle is still just base 35 power with a 5% chance of missing. So, this is going to be a bit of a problem. We have gotten a little bit of bad luck, so on my third attempt, no, it's not going to work. I mean, if I got like a couple crits, it might, but I think we just need to level up, which sucks, but I'll try a bit more. I think leveling up is going to be the play. And wouldn't you know, just like with Birdkeeper Abe, just one level later at level 15, Pidgey is still a 3-shot, but with Pidgeotto, now Gust is doing slightly less. More importantly, we're in a speed tie, so we can potentially outspeed Pidgeotto, and that proved to be huge because it hit me 1 fewer times, meaning I, with my slightly increased damage, was able to knock it out. I wouldn't say that was easy by any means, but it certainly wasn't as difficult as I thought it might be, considering we are a fighting type Pokemon with 35 base attack and just Tackle. we don't actually have that bad of a matchup versus Bugsy. We also get Swift inside Union Cave, and that base 60 is looking pretty good. Takes down Metapod pretty easily, takes down Kakuna pretty easily. With Scyther, Fury Cutter is not very effective. It does start to stack up, and I'm thinking I'm gonna lose. And unfortunately, I don't knock it out, and then I do lose. So I think we can win. We just need a Fury Cutter to miss or something. We should be fine. And unfortunately, with the String Shot, we're not going to outspeed Scyther by any means. But hopefully I was just going to say, hopefully we don't get poisoned. All right, that's 2 losses to Bugsy. So right now, Tyrogue is definitely looking worse than Sunkern, which is a little very concerning. Anyway, we have to get through Kakuna, not get poisoned. Oh my god. All right, I'll try with poison, but I doubt this is going to work. Quick Attack is good, but the poison, Fury Cutter, if I get a crit or something, I can do this. It's going to be close. Oh, yeah! It didn't even need the crit. Oh my gosh, on just 1 HP, we are able to beat Bugsy. And, oh, I got to heal now. Please say I have like an antidote. All right, I have a super potion. That's fine. Yay! Now Tyrogue gets to actually survive the Pokemon Center. Pretty fun time. And now we have to go and beat Rival 2. This shouldn't be too bad, I'm hoping. Alright, so Rival 2 leads with Ghastly, and we do have Mud Slap. In theory, perfect move to hit Ghastly. In practice, it put me to sleep a couple spites, and we have another loss. No first try victories yet of any of the important trainers. This time though, Hypnosis misses, and Spite I don't think has an accuracy check. We're able to knock it out. For Zubat, we go Swift. Bite does nothing, Swift. And I chose Crocodile as the starter I would face. Doesn't really matter. None of the starters have a great matchup or a terrible matchup against Tyrogue, so I think I just flipped a 3-sided die. I actually don't think that's a real thing. But anywho, that's it for this section of the game. We're now going to move on to Goldenrod, where we can get some TMs. Well, a TM. And while in theory, we actually have a type advantage versus Whitney, in practice, we don't, because we don't get a good fighting move. Or actually, until we beat Whitney, we don't get any fighting move. Alrighty, so Clefairy leads. Tyrogue, we're going to go for Headbutt, an upgrade over Swift, and a chance to flinch. I go for Mud Slap to try and make these rollouts miss. Unfortunately, Miltank hits 3 times, but not the 4th. But now we have to deal with Milk Drink, which when you're doing like no damage is a problem. And eventually it stomps, and I am stomped. And I'm going to try again. Headbutt, pretty good move. We made it to Miltank at practically full health. Once again, I go for the Mud Slap, this time just 1. And we get a roll-up miss early, but Stomp does so much. Combined with Milk Drink, we just don't have much of a chance. And Attract? Oh, that's not good. I don't think, yeah. We might have to level up a bit more. Still looking for our first try victory. I'd love to see one. Headbutt, Spark, are you kidding me? All right, well, we're just gonna try that again. Yikes, oh my god, this is so bad. All right, Headbutt. Zap, are you kidding me? Can you not status me for like 8 seconds? Headbutt. Double Slap is fine. Swift, I can knock it out. All right, we'll go for Headbutt right away. Let's just keep going for Headbutt. Rollout shouldn't do too much. And exactly the right play, because if Rollout doesn't miss, it can't go for Milk Drink. And at this level, it was a 4-shot, and we were able to knock out the Miltank. So the level up, the change in strat, it all worked. And I'd like to see a gym battle we could actually win on our first try, but at least they're not taking 20 tries. Alrighty, so Morty is next. Morty leads with Ghastly, and we're going to go Mud Slap. It's going to be a 2-shot and Lick misses. That's excellent. Haunter, we outspeed. Hypnosis misses, and another 2-shot. Okay, we might first try this. A Hypnosis miss before, a Hypnosis miss after, a Hypnosis miss plus a crit. Alright, well, this was lucky as... Wait. Oh my god, is this going to... Yeah, we're going to be fine. Yeah, we're fine. Oh my god, could you imagine it used Spite a turn earlier? Had it done so, we would have actually lost. because none of Tyrogue's other moves can hit ghost Pokemon. So we got really lucky with the order of Haunter's moves there. We got really lucky in general, but hey, first try victory, we wanted that. The next gym leader is Chuck, and while in theory, Chuck would give us a great fighting move in Dynamic Punch, in practice, Tyrogue of course can't learn that, so we don't really get much other than some more progress, which is nice, but man, Tyrogue's awful move pool and stats. I'm telling you, eventually we're going to come to a point where I just don't think progress is going to be possible. Alright, so let's see if we can first try Chuck. Level 41 Tyrogue, Leer, Strength, Karate Chop, Strength. Alright, we're going to need some luck. We go for Strength, Dynamic Punch, yeah. Yeah, we may have maybe been better off going for a Mud Slap there. It would make Dynamic Punch really unlikely to hit us, but I don't know. Karate Chop, Strength, Karate Chop, Strength, so already one Dynamic Punch knocks us out. I'll go for Mud Slap. Oh, actually it doesn't. Interesting. But I hit myself in confusion and knocked myself out anyway. Alright, well this is starting to become a problem, and I actually don't have that many more trainers to beat. I mean, I have more. Ugh, critical hit against. Leer is pretty bad. Alright, Headbutt. I tried for a flinch. No, oh, God. I would like to just beat this now, but I feel like I'm hitting my head against that boulder that Chuck is smashing. Alright, Leer is not great. Fury Swipes. We have a lot of HP, but a defense drop, which is problematic. Mud Slap. Oh, how does this keep hitting us? Can one miss? What is Dynamic Punch? Like 5 for 5? Are you kidding me? What are the odds of that even? Ridiculous. Leer, Strength, Fury Swipes. Alright, is this like the same seed? Is it going to hit us again? Are we just like in a loop? Nope. This time it goes for Hypnosis, but because I have a Mint Berry for Morty's Gengar and it never activated since it missed every time, we get to use it now. And then after that, we get a really lucky miss, then a flinch, and then another miss. And wow. So, I mean, I don't think this battle was that lucky. The funniest part, the luck was me forgetting to unequip Mint Berry. Our normal moves would do a little bit more if I actually equipped the right item, which I probably should have, but hey, it worked in this case. And that's 5 gym badges down. The only one that has been easy is the one in theory I should have the hardest time with. Well, I guess Falkner, but the ghost type gym leader for a fighting type Pokemon is pretty funny. But now, while we can go battle Jasmine, it might be smarter to go do the Team Rocket section first, and then battle Jasmine a little bit later, since although I do have Rock Smash, I don't think we have a great matchup against her Steel Pokemon. I decide to just try because why the heck not? And how much does Mud Slap do? You know what? That's not bad. Okay, Mud Slap's actually doing pretty good work there. And, alright, well, Rock... Okay, well... I mean, if I can string those together, maybe... you know, it's not awful. Like, it's bad. But it's not awful. Let's try one more time. Mud Slap. Supersonic. Well, that's bad. And that shouldn't have hit me. But that's okay. Maybe I should go for Mud Slap here for the Iron Tail. Yeah. Let's do that. Of course it hits. It always hits. Now, Rock Smash. Alright, Iron Tail misses. Trying to lower defense. Alright, let's go. Alright, well... Yeah, I don't think this is the right time right now. Let's just go. We'll go battle Team Rocket. We'll come back. So I went and did all the Team Rocket section. I mean, it's long and tedious, but it gives me a lot of levels. And since I'm in Mahogany anyway, I go and battle Pryce. Seal only requires 1 return. Dugong, 2 returns. And then Piloswine, probably 2. A fighting move would be nice here. Same with Jasmine. But speaking of Jasmine, we're going to have to battle her in just a second. You may wonder, J-Rose, you have hidden power. What is it? Well... Sadly, I mean, I don't know what hidden powers I'm going to have before I go and get it. If I reset for a good Tyrogue, because its stats are all equal, I can be rest assured that my hidden power should be decent in terms of its base power, but I have 0 control or influence over its typing, and it happens to be hidden power Dragon, which... is okay because Claire and Lance, but if you want my honest opinion, I actually would have rather like Hidden Power Fighting or something. A stab move would have been nice, but c'est la vie. Anyway, Jasmine now, Magnemite, we're gonna go for Mud Slap. Doesn't quite knock it out. You'll notice I have the Paralysis Cure Berry, and then against Steelix, I'm going to try going for 2 Mud Slaps to try and negate the Iron Tail. They're only 70 accuracy, so after 2 Mud Slaps, they shouldn't be hitting much at all. I really, really wish we were just able to one-shot the Magnemite, but 1 Mud Slap. Okay, let's try 1 Mud Slap. All right, wait. This could work. Now we're Rock Smashing, lowering defense. Well, 50% of the time we are. And, okay, wait, we got it. We got it. Now, wait a minute. If this hits, I lose. Oh, see, if I one-shot the Magnemite, this wouldn't happen. If Mud Slap wasn't just freaking 20 base power. Ugh. All right, so I'm actually not going to show many more battles because this was a little self-inflicted. While I play Generation 2 a lot, I had kind of messed up where you get soft sand. I thought I'd have to reset the clock, which I didn't want to do, but it's actually located in the water just south of Goldenrod, so I could have gotten it. And if I did, I don't know if we would have one-shot the Magnemite with just 10%. I actually don't think we would have, but it probably would have been a lot easier than what I ended up having to do. I mean, you've already kind of seen what the play is going to be. It just has to work out. Mud Slap's not going to knock it out. Paralysis Cure Berry for the first Thunder Wave, so not ideal. What is ideal is if Jasmine sends out Magnemite next and it doesn't hit me, now I have full HP for Steelix. You've already seen I can knock out the Steelix. I decide that 2 Mud Slaps is better, and then we're just gonna go Rock Smash, which is only 20 base power as well. We are using some of the weakest moves in the entire game, but we have 7 gym badges. And now we have to go battle more Team Rocket members, which is going to take a really long time. And we do have a super effective move for Claire, but I have a feeling it's not going to be as easy as you might think. Now, the big things are outspeeding and one-shotting, and we do outspeed. We don't even come close to one-shotting. I also have no way of increasing the power of a dragon move right now. And as you're going to see, Return actually, and I do have the polka dot bow, so I am getting plus 10%, but that's not enough, and I really don't know what exactly we're gonna do right now. Like, I don't think we're too far away from winning, but that wasn't particularly close, of course. In my second battle versus Claire, I'm gonna equip the Paralysis Cure Berry. It should be helpful, and with the Paralysis Cure Berry, we are able to actually use Dragon Breath, so I don't have to worry about that. But then against the second Dragonair, we are able to stop paralysis. And that means the third Dragonair is only going to be able to attack 1 time if it hits, which it does. So I have 91 HP for Kingdra. However, Surf does a ton. We aren't two-shotting. And that's about as close as I was able to get at this level. But you may be starting to notice a little bit of a trend here, where I say that the strat is we have to level up. And how much leveling up do you think we had to do? I'll answer that in just a second, but want to see one of the weirdest things that's happened to me? So I'm running around Route 45, just trying to gain levels, you know, as I normally would do. Just using Hidden Power Dragon, going real fast, just trying to speed everything up. This takes so long, and oh, look, Raikou. I mean, that's not crazy unlikely, it happens. And, you know, it runs away right away, that's okay. Back to leveling up, back to leveling up. Oh, hi, Entei! I've never had that in my life. You know how hard it is when I'm going for Catch 'em All to find these stupid legendary beasts? And 2 of them were on the same freaking route? What are the chances? I actually don't know. What are the chances? Anyway, to answer my previous question, we only had to level up 1 more time and we get the win. But of course, a Thunder Wave miss is quite huge, max HP and still Paralysis Cure Berry. We don't get the Thunder Wave miss on Dragonair 2, but that's not a problem. That's why we have the Paralysis Cure Berry. But if we can get a miss on Dragonair number 3, we don't even need it. We got a critical hit. But more importantly, at level 53, with the boosted normal item, Return is a 2-shot versus Kingdra. This is massive, although we actually didn't even lose a single point of hit. We didn't lose any HP. But yeah, that is 8 gym badges, Tyrogue is obviously over-leveled, but not ridiculously so. Level 58 is not bad. But now we have to go and face the Kanto/Johto Elite Four. Other than Bruno, literally every single of the Elite Four seems to have at least one, if not all their Pokemon, which have a good matchup against the Tyrogue. I mean, who doesn't have a good matchup against the Tyrogue? But you get my point. So this is going to be rough. I don't know. I think we're going to be able to do it. We're going to be able to eventually do it. I don't know how close to level 100 we're going to have to get, but I have a fear it might be a lot closer than I'd like. The first up, everyone's favorite TV trope, the will they, won't they? And will they faint in one hit, at least the Xatu? No, not at level 62. Psychic doesn't make me faint in one hit, and that's nice. And we're able to one-shot Jinx, but obviously we're not going to one-shot Executor. And after just one battle, I'm leveling up already. Great. All right, so now we're up to level 68. And finally, we one-shot the Xatu, which is important. Because if we one-shot the Xatu, we can tank a hit from Executor, but it goes for Reflect, which is not great. That means I'll transition to Hidden Power. In Generation 2, Hidden Powers being physical or special depends on the type, and Dragon is a special move. We also one-shot... Oh, we won! Oh! I didn't think we were going to one-shot the second Xatu. That was quick. Alright, well now Koga's up, and I really have nothing good for Fortress, but we one-shot Ariados, that's great, nice level. Venomoth, we one-shot as well, that's really good. But Crobat goes for Double Team, it's going to be a two-shot, and we don't miss. Okay, this is actually really good. Fortress now, I really have nothing, so I go for not very effective Hidden Power Dragon. Then I go for Mud Slap, because this thing does like to use Explosion. And maybe I'm actually going to knock it out. Okay, now we have 45 HP to deal with Muck. We don't knock it out. Minimize. Oh my gosh. All right, we have made it to Bruno at level 69. This isn't bad. This is not bad at all. Seems like the Elite Four is going to be much easier than I thought. Yeah, right. Bruno is up next, but he's much better than Red and Bluno. I'm going to just go for Return against Hitmontop. It digs a hole, so I'm just going to miss with Hidden Power, and then knock it out with Return. Next is Hitmonlee. Its defense is a little lower, but the crit probably mattered. We'll see. If we one-shot Hitmonchan, it probably actually didn't matter. It's a range. Now Machamp is up. Cross-chop, please don't crit. Nice. We knock it out, and now all that's left is Onix. We've made it to Karen. Okay. We almost didn't make it to Karen. That was a crit, but we have made it to Karen. Now, Karen is notoriously awful for weak Pokemon solo runs because Umbreon loves to lower accuracy and or confuse, and it can be really, really irritating. While in theory, I actually have a type advantage, in practice, I'm just going to use Return, so it's more neutral. If anything, I think the Gengar is going to be a problem, but let's see how this goes. First up is my least favorite Pokemon in the entire series. Well, maybe not, but Umbreon, I really hate it. Confuse Ray, hit myself in confusion. Feint Attack's fine. And you know what? Snap out 130. This is really good. Now I gotta worry about Stun Spore, but it misses. Okay, if we don't win here, we're not gonna win for a while. Lick, no paralysis, Mud Slap, Curse, Mud Slap. All right, guys, this is as good a chance as any. One shot? Oh, yes, we do. Now Houndoom. Flamethrower, no burn. Oh, no, we're done. It's gonna max potion unless I crit. Well, this was the best case scenario with no sand attack, 25% chance on the stun spore miss. This, no paralysis by lick. Well, you'd think, oh, J-Rose, it's all right. You're gonna make it easily back. You didn't even have to reset. So you got all those levels. It's just going to be easier, right? Fool! In my very next battle versus Will, we get Curse from Slowbro, so I don't knock it out with a second return. Special defense drops. And remember how Xatu was a one-shot? Yeah, it was a range. So I lose to Will. That's okay. More experience, you know? It's good, right? Next attempt, I make it to Koga. We knock out the Venomoth and the Ariados in one hit. And now, what's going to happen versus Crobat? Well, I do a little bit more damage, so it puts it in full restore range. toxic misses, return misses, but oh, nice. Wing attack. That's super effective. And now with only 55 HP, Fortress, it goes for spikes, but Swift, eventually, Taylor is gonna Swift, and it doesn't knock me out, but the Muck is like a hater that is going to hate with a Sludge Bomb. I don't know. I kind of lost the whole Taylor Swift pun. I don't even know what I was doing, but I lost. Boo. So now I've lost to Will and Koga, but on my next attempt, I make it to Bruno. Surely this one I'm not going to lose to. Well, if we speed up a little bit, we're going to knock out the Hitmonlee and the Hitmonchan, but Machamp goes for Cross Chop. Remember I said no crit, no crit, no crit? Well, it has a high chance of getting a critical hit. And then all Onyx has to do is hits. And we have now lost to every single member of the Elite Four at least once, legitimately. No me misclicking, making a mistake. This is bad. But which one was the hardest? It wasn't Will. By now, since we're not resetting, we're gaining enough levels to make Will relatively consistent. Koga's obnoxious. So I actually have to remember to go Hidden Power first so it doesn't heal. But that's not a big deal. It just wastes a power point. It is Fortress, which likes to be awful. Because if Fortress hits with, well, give me a second. If Fortress hits with, give it a second. If Fortress hits with Explosion, I need pretty much my entire HP to tank it. And then Muck would knock me out anyway, which never happened because every time it used Explosion, if it hit, I lost. After losing to Koga 2 more times, and then 1 time to Will, if you can believe it, I actually get past Bruno easily and make it back to Karen. So will I get past Karen? Well, let's see. Return is a 2-shot. Sand Attack sucks, but I just want to see how everything's going to go. Do we 1-shot the Vileplume? Well, we miss and Vileplume misses. We don't 1-shot. It misses again, which is crazy. Then we miss again, and we knock it out. All right, let's go for Mud Slap. Another miss. Curse is a bad thing. Mud Slap there. Lick. Oh, gosh. All right, well, we just lost now. And we have no power points. We actually, well, we can hit Muck with Hidden Power. But, well, if we 1-shot, oh, well, come on. But if we 1-shot, all right, well, I don't know if we're going to 1-shot. I have saved, by the way. In my red and blue runs, I don't save because it's a matter of testing my skill. Ooh, Sand Attack miss. Hold up. We'll talk about my theories in a second. But Petal Dance is fine. All right, guys, this is really, really, really good. Hold up. We might make it to Lance here. Mud Slap. Curse. Mud Slap. Nice. All right, Murkrow, we know we 1-shot. Now it's all up to Houndoom. I think we got this. Oh, we actually outspeed. Oh, well, the crit may or may not have mattered. We have made it to Lance. Anyway, I was just saying that with easy Pokemon or reasonable Pokemon, I like to see if I can come up with a consistent strategy to beat all the Elite Four in one go. With Pokemon like Tyrogue, where I don't even know if the entire game is going to be possible, I don't mind resetting over and over. Just getting one victory is a victory. Anyway, we have made it to Lance, but unfortunately, I don't think Lance will be overly easy. I'm going to save before Lance. I'm out of power points in a lot of moves, but it may not matter if this battle goes really poorly. First up is Gyarados. It loves to go for Rain Dance turn 1, but I crit, so don't know what it's going to do. But now Aerodactyl is out, and this is a problem, because I have nothing good to hit it with. It is obviously going to outspeed, and while it doesn't 3-shot me, I'm at 2 HP, don't 1-shot Charizard, and it's at this point I realize that the run is just over. Like, I'm not beating Lance at this level. I just don't see a way, unless we get a crit on Aerodactyl. It's a 1 in 16 chance of happening, so eventually it'll happen. But it would be nice if, oh wow, looks like we survived again on 3 HP. We also could crit Charizard. I'd like to see also, even if we don't crit, if it's a range, but looks like that's not a range. This is a little deflating, because while I can battle Lance again and again, even with crazy good luck, I just don't think it's going to happen here. I was really hoping at level 76 we would be fine, and while we tank the wing attacks well enough, if we can't outspeed and we can't hit it with a super effective hit, I just don't see, I mean, listen, we can make it past Charizard, not this turn, but what are we going to do? You know what I mean? Like, what happens next? We get past Charizard and then what? So, that's it. We have finished this run, and I'm going to go back and just get some rare candies, try to see if that will help. Level 76 isn't enough. Let's see if we can do it at a higher level. After 2 more losses to Koga and 1 loss to Karen, I have made it back to Lance. Because I'm not resetting when I lose, I'm gaining levels. I'm at level 79. And let's see if that makes a difference. We're not going to outspeed by any means. And wing attack's doing about the same. We're doing about the same. So this looks, yeah. I actually thought I might have the dragon scale because in gold and silver you have to get it. I don't even know if that powers up dragon moves, or is it the dragon fang? I don't know if they both do. I have to think about that. But anyway, suffice to say, I didn't get it or look that up. But it may have helped because we could use just a little bit more damage on Aerodactyl. Oh, wait a minute. Well, that sucks. Hold up here. Looks like we could get a 2-shot. That's huge. Well, that crit sucked, but that's huge. So, all right. If we can get a 2-shot on Aerodactyl, that opens up a range of possibilities. Like continuing and seeing what happens next. Awesome possibilities. So let's see if we get it here. Wing attack, hidden power. Okay, wait, this looks good. No, stop critting. All right, well, at least this looks semi-consistent. I'm just going to continue because I want to knock out Charizard, see what happens here if I do. All right, it's a potential 1-shot on Charizard. Now on Dragonite. Ooh. What happens here? Return? All right, well, Twister. Okay, well, that was kind of cool, but sadly, that is as far as I would make it on this attempt. Because while we are making progress, it just isn't good enough yet. Because right now, even though we can knock out the Aerodactyl in 2 hits, Charizard, as it would turn out, wasn't quite as consistent. And because it was probably around a 1 in 16 chance to get the high roll to knock it out, and there was a chance, as we know, that we don't knock Aerodactyl out in 2 hits, to me it just made sense to do some more Elite Four runs, try to make it back to Lance, and then hopefully in our next run where we actually get to Lance, we'll be at a high enough level that it should be doable. We haven't even made it to the final Pokemon yet, but I think we're close. I hope we're close. Well, in my next run, let's call it, I only lose to Karen twice. So we haven't had a clean run yet, but we're probably never going to get one as Tyrogue. Let's see what happens now at level 81. So, Rain Dance. By the way, it can go for other moves. It just typically prefers Rain Dance. Okay, we're at 90 HP. The big thing, do we knock out the Charizard? Yes. Okay. Dragonite number 1. Hidden Power? Okay, wait. Huge Thunder Wave miss. Huge. Now, Return does more. Thunder Wave hit. Hyper Beam. No! Not crits. I could go for the Paralysis Cure Berry here. The issue is, I'm gonna lose 10% on my returns. Hashtag Jaros11 accountant. But no, I am gonna lose that amount of power, which sucks. But wasting a turn with Thunder Wave is good. I mean, well, that didn't seem to matter. And we're not going to have any difference versus Aerodactyl. It's Charizard where we may... come on. All right, well, give me a second. I'll get a run. I had 2 more runs where Aerodactyl got a critical hit. By the way, in Generation 2, it's just 1 in 16 for everything. So that's just nuts. I'm at 84. Do I still one-shot Charizard? No. I'm not entirely surprised. I'm at 42 HP, which is just not enough. Hidden Power Dragon is now going to do more. Oh, wow, we tanked that. And we're paralyzed, but Paralysis Cure Berry. But it's going to use Twister, right? Yeah. So I can try a few more times, but I have a feeling we're again going to need to go through the Elite Four and be at a higher level, which sucks. But like, the thing that makes Pokemon like Tyrogue so bad aren't purely its stats. If you guys want, I could do a run with Hoppip. That would be way easier because Hoppip has better speed and Sleep Powder and a bunch of different moves I can use for different situations. Tyrogue literally has, as I showed you, like 8 possible decent moves, if that. And so I just don't have any options here. This will come up in the comments, it always does. Yes, I could theoretically use Double Team, but that's lame. If I use Double Team, every Pokemon that uses TMs will just use Double Team. And although there are some exceptions probably, pretty much every Pokemon is going to be able to win with Double Team. That is the definition of meta-centralizing, and in any competitive game, not that this is, but you would ban a move like that. So Double Team, Minimize have been banned. There are very few runs where I'll be like, okay, this run is so hard, let's just see if we can do it even with Double Team. And as you've seen, sometimes even with Minimize or Double Team, it has been a huge struggle. But I don't think this run, or I hope this run, isn't going to be that bad. But it's hard to know. I mean, it's looking bad. Well, now we're at level 82. 82. Actually, we're going to hit level 83. Oh, wow. So remember I said Gyarados can use other moves? There you go. It used Hyper Beam, so lost there. Anyway, we're going to be at level 83 once we knock out this Gyarados. And there's Rain Dance. That's what I want to see. All right. So level 83. We don't outspeed, although, okay, this is looking a little bit better. 100 HP. 100 HP for Charizard. And do we knock it out in one hit? We do. This is big, but not guaranteed victory. I go for Hidden Power. Thunder Wave misses. Okay, that might be all we needed to win. That 25% chance. Okay, now we just won. This is it. Unless like Outrage crits or something, we got this. No, Hyper Beam. Okay, we're good. We are good. Finally, it's taken a very long time. We had to level up immensely, but we have beaten Pokemon Crystal the first half with just a Tyrogue. Okay, it's not the first half. I mean, the Kanto gyms are a joke, to the point where in this run, I'm only going to show Blue because I just used Return and pretty much one-shot everything. It's not surprising, I'm at level 83. The main thing I want to accomplish in Kanto is battle every trainer I can, because I know that if we're going to beat Red, and I do think this is an if, we're going to need to be at level 100. First things first, in order to beat Red, we have to beat Blue. Blue has a varied team, but at a much lower level than Red. So if Blue is a struggle, Red is going to be next to impossible, I fear. All right, so we have the penultimate boss, and oh god, that's not so bad. Wing Attack didn't do very much. Alakazam, please one-shot. Okay, good. That would be bad. We're only at level 93, but I have a few rare candies. Gyarados, Hyper Beam. All right, we should be fine, right? We should be fine. Executor, uh-oh. Please be fine. Okay, we're gonna be fine. Now Arcanine, we go for Return. It goes for Flamethrower. We're fine, right? Right on. Oh, I think so. Yeah, Are you kidding? Well, that sucks. I mean, I guess I should have equipped lefties. I do have leftovers. I won't be using them for the final battle. I have an idea of what I want to do, but all right, let's just do this again. All right, Pidgeot the same, Alakazam the same. Gyarados this time used the full restore, which is, okay, 2 full restores. That's not bad. And it didn't attack me, which is pretty good, so. All right, this could be different. What is Executor gonna do? Oh, Leech Seed, that's way worse. That's way worse. I can't think of a way I can win now. What do I do? Just go for Return. It's the only thing I can do. That's literally it. And 100 HP, maybe actually. Maybe. I actually think I can tank Earthquake with, Fury Attack. Well, didn't go for it. And we 2-shot. Nice. So we're almost at level 94. I have 3 rare candies. And so by the time we get to Red, I'll have to do just a little bit. There will be a little bit of leveling up versus the Pokemon in Silver Cave. But we are really close to at least getting attempts on Red. But before we battle Red, I guess I should talk about the big problem I think we're going to face. We don't outspeed anything. Anything. Other than maybe Snorlax. And Espeon will almost definitely come close to one-shotting me with Psychic. So, unlike Sunkern, where I thought about, well, if I set up Growth and then I one-shot everything, Tyrogue, while it does have access to a stat-boosting move, it has a severe drawback. And rather than talk more in abstract, let's show you some battles and, well, you'll see. The first thing, by the way, I should have mentioned is that in this battle, unlike with Sunkern, because we're a physical attacker, if Red's Pikachu uses Charm, then we have to reset. Now, in theory, Charm has 100% accuracy, but in practice, thank you Gen 2 weirdness, and Gen 1 has this too, a status move when used by the opponent has 1 in 4 chance of failing. Now, Thunder is actually not as bad, so I knock out Pikachu in one hit, but this is when I realize Espeon will one-shot me, and as I knew, I don't outspeed. By the way, I believe even if this was a perfect speed Tyrogue, cannot possibly outspeed Espeon. Perhaps, maybe it could. See, one thing you may not know is I actually started this run a while ago and thought it was lost, but obviously it wasn't. And if I had done this run again, I probably would have made sure my Tyrogue had better speed, but alas, it doesn't. And so, I'm not sure if you saw because it happened so quickly, but I equipped Quick Claw because my strategy is going to involve Quick Claw. I'm actually slowly rolling out my strategy. Right now I have the same moveset, and I just want to see if I hit Espeon how much damage I do. Well, it only took a couple attempts, and funny enough, I figure out a couple of things. Thunder misses, and that means I'm at full HP, meaning I can see exactly how much Psychic can do, and how much Return does, and that's a problem, because without a boost, there is no way to knock out Espeon unless I get both Quick Claw and a crit, and then the next attempt I see that Espeon can use Reflect, which is worse, and although I get that crit, I am just going to get fainted by Charizard. So this is looking bad, but right now I'm not even doing any sort of strategy. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what moves I need, because once I start deleting moves, I may not be able to get them back. So I need to make extra super duper bo booper parshmooper David Cooper sure. David Cooper was a first baseman who played for the Blue Jays back in like 2012. He actually hit pretty well, but his career sputtered out. Anyway, I gotta be super sure that when I delete moves, I'm doing the right thing. So the first move we're gonna try out is Curse. The question is, how many curses do I set up? I'm not outspeeding anyway. Ooh, nice Charm miss. But the thing is, the more curses I set up, the more likely Pikachu can either hit me with a Charm or paralyze me with a Thunder. I still have the Quick Claw equipped because, well, it's the only way I'm going to outspeed anything. And so right now, the strategy is go for one curse, hope I don't get paralyzed, of course I do, and then hope for the 20% Quick Claw activation to knock out Espeon, and then question mark. As you'd expect, it takes a few battles till I get my answer, but with one curse setting up and a Quick Claw activation so I'm at full HP, this is great. I get a Reflect from Espeon, which sucks. But I do get past it, and here's where I figure out something interesting. I'm gonna need another curse for Charizard, because although Reflect is having the damage, that wasn't doing half damage, and therefore one curse isn't enough. So it does appear that I'm gonna have to avoid Charm for up to 3 turns and get a Quick Claw activation if we want to win. That sounds like a tall order. In fact, it sounds like a venti order. I was really hoping maybe it was just Reflect acting weirdly in a range thing, but sadly, as you're going to see in this battle, it was not, because I finally get the Quick Claw activation. So I'm at 178 HP. Charizard goes for Flamethrower and it does too much, and I don't knock it out. And if I don't knock it out, I have no shot. So, yeah. Time to get that venti order ready. We're going with a double shot of Curse. But wait, it gets even better. Because in addition to using Curse, I also use Swagger. Now, unfortunately, what ends up happening... Oh my god, we got Quick Claw crit. Wait. Hold up here. So, this is not how this is supposed to go. This is overwhelming. I'm supposed to be +2. I'm even. So I'm going to have to set up with Swagger against Charizard. Reflect is fading at the perfect time. This is a crazy way to achieve what I reasonably was trying to get without being hit by Charm. Do we one-shot Snorlax? No. But it goes for rest. If I had anticipated that, I could have set up another curse All right, I'm going to set up another curse. Oh, Snore. Okay, I think we got this. Now, oh, but you know what? Wait, it's going to go for Solar Beam, Venusaur. Okay, if this goes for Rain Dance, we win. Yeah, it doesn't. Ah, it was so close. And I actually know a way we could have gotten around this. What Snorlax did. Rest. If we had gone for Rest, I'm not using Mud Slap. I thought maybe we would, but now we have a new moveset of Curse, Swagger, and Rest. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I think this is actually going to happen. All right, so let's try and put all of this together. We go for Swagger on turn 1. Nice miss there. To try and get some more misses out of Pikachu. That's great. We set up 1 curse, 2 curses, Thunder hits. All right, you know what? I'm just going to go for Return here, even though I'm paralyzed. Espeon, we need the Quick Claw. We get it. It's an increased priority, so paralysis does not matter. Flamethrower, this will one-shot. Yes, it does. And now just tank it. Just tank it. Just tank it. Yes! No! Yes! Quick Claw! Quick Claw! We got this! Okay, wait. We're asleep for a couple turns. We need to set up some more curses here. All right, we're fine. Another curse. Paralysis. Not unexpected. No. Full paralysis. I gotta go for Rest. All right, thankfully. So remember, can't have leftovers here. We need the Quick Claw. So, oh, Amnesia's good. We're gonna actually probably stall it out of Body Slams eventually. I gotta watch potentially for a critical hit. So after just 5, I've got to go for Return. And I think, though, we've got it. Because I think Venusaur always goes for Solar Beam. We knock it out. And now we just have to tank a Surf. It goes for Rain Dance. And we have beaten Pokemon Crystal with just a Tyrogue. Holy! I cannot believe that happened. I did not think there was any way to get by that Espeon, let alone the rest of the team afterwards. This was a really cool, silly strategy. Usually I like to pair Curse with Agility, so my speed isn't actually lowered, but the Quick Claw 20% activation is very generous, and we were able to get it done. Like with Sunkern, I have significant doubts whether Tyrogue would be able to win. I don't even know if he'd be able to win an Emerald, let alone Heart Gold Soul Silver, but those are problems for future Gyros. Current Gyros has more videos to make. There is another video coming out this month, unless this is the last video released in June, in which case there's a video coming out very shortly in early July. So you can see how many videos I'm making. I don't even know when they're being released, but thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I'm going to see you soon. Bye.